Imagine being in the right place at the right time and you do absolutely nothing about it. Now, the reason why I want to say this is because we're at the forefront of one of the greatest wealth transfers of all time. No matter what you think, see, everyone likes to be a savant about history, right? And I always say that many of us, we like people who make history are in a pivotal point of history. Like, there's a reason why Nostradamus predicted the future, right? People living in right now, we don't predict the future, right? It's just that when I make these grand assumptions and things like about crypto and I get excited about it, and the reason why I'm excited about it is because I like making money, right? It isn't that I'm like this person who's super thrilled about the technology and think that it's going to free humankind, right? Because humans are complex individuals, right? And one of the things that people do not understand is that we're all going to always do what's best for us at the end of the day. Now, there is some people who tend to have self-esteem issues, and for that reason, we project our things onto other people, right? So now, the points that I'm going to make today, I want to be sure that you understand what I'm going to show you. I want to show you why I know that the crypto markets are going to go parabolic, right? So now first, I want you to see this here. And let me share my screen with you all. And like so, you have to be able to not only be present enough to see the obvious before it's obvious to other people, and you have to be the person that when someone presents information to you, that you're the type of person who is able to look at it and see it with your own eyes and then be able to take action from it, right? So now, when I say this, let me make sure that I'm actually going live now on Facebook before we do this. But yeah, I connected the video source. I don't get what's happening. Let's see. Let's see. Am I screwing this up? All right. So now I want to share this screen with you all. All right. If this is live, this is even better. I'm just going to go with the flow. TikTok is where I need to go live at because that's where I got the motion now. Same other hateful behaviors. All right. Motion sensitive content. All right. Protect your personal information. Oh, what's that, right? Okay, so while that's doing something, I got a strike on TikTok. So now let me make sure that I'm showing you guys what I got going on here. All right, so as I was saying, is that crypto is going to go absolutely parabolic here. Um, it's going to allow me to share this screen here. And so now, what I want you guys to see is this. I want to share my second window. All right. So here we are. So now, as you can see, it says crypto's $245 million campaign finance operation filled with airwaves with ads not about crypto. Now, what that headline is saying, and I'll let you read it on your own while I'm saying this here, right? What it's saying is that before they would spend a bunch of money to like show up on a ringside, show up on a wall or something like that, right? So as you can see, the crypto industry raised more than 245 million from a mix of corporations and individual contributors this election cycle. Crypto has accounted for nearly half of all corporate money flowing into the election, according to the report from nonprofit watchdog Public Citizen. No other sector is even close, right? So as you can see here, you got the video of the picture of the American Crypto Tour, and that is a Battleground State bus kicked off last week. So that is the bus of someone who's running a campaign in Las Vegas, right? So they have the America Crypto Tour. They're going around, and why this is bullish, right? When you see this type of stuff, follow the money, right? See, a lot of people believe that follow the money is tied to some kind of conspiracy theory where the only way you follow the money is to find out who's corrupt. But use that same information to actually follow investing. Information is public. I always say that in the age of information, ignorance is a choice, right? So if you see articles like this, that crypto is $245 million going into politics, right? Tell me, just use your own eyes and ears when someone talks about this. Everyone's going to talk about crypto all the time right now because it's super bullish. But what I'm trying to tell you is I've been in it for 6 years, and I'm telling you, I've never even heard one president ever mention cryptocurrency on a campaign run. This is bullish signs. You need to understand that all of these things are super bullish when it comes to cryptocurrency. See, you don't really need charts right now. You don't need any charts. You don't need any fancy like technical analysis stuff, right? You just need the basic fundamental analysis. You need to understand what is Bitcoin, what is an altcoin, what are the ETFs, why are the ETFs important, right? Like once you understand those, right, then start doing research on decision makers. This is what I always try to talk about in my content is try to find out what decision makers are saying about cryptocurrency. You know what the president is? A decision maker. Do you know who people in the House, in the House of Representatives and the Senate is? Decision makers. It doesn't matter what decisions they are making, right? It just matters that the people who are making decisions are talking about something. See, what happens, the early adopters, we were there before the old money caught on to what the new money was doing, right? So I always like to bring like the reality of investing to people who, like, you have to just look at everyday life. No matter what you do, you are always going to experience a hater, right? There's always going to be hate. And no matter what, there's always going to be this contraction that something's going to resist against whatever it is that you're doing. It's like the mailing system when email was around, right? It's like broadband when dial-up, right? All the things that they were saying, it's going to be faster. Like, you got to think about this. And this is what I'm trying to tell people about cryptocurrency. Everybody is still really early. I want you to think about the big major players in the tech space right now. You got Amazon, NVIDIA, Microsoft, right? And Microsoft's kind of a bad example, right? Because Microsoft has been around since the 90s and they've been popping since. Like when we were in elementary school, I'm 41 years old. When I was in elementary school, we had Windows on our computers playing the Oregon Trail. You know, so Microsoft is a bad example. But Amazon and NVIDIA was started like in 1993 and 1994. You have to think about that. Like this is how long it took for them to gain traction. Like there's this thing where Amazon told their shareholders they weren't going to receive profit for 20 years. And this is what I'm trying to tell. This is what I've been preaching about for like the past 2 years, is that the the institutional money is coming, right? And that's why I was trying to tell people about BlackRock. Like when you go and look at my videos, I keep talking about Larry Fink because I'm trying to drive home the same thing that I was saying. That if the old money has finally figured out how the new money operates. And I'm trying to tell people that never before in human history have we had this access to information, first of all, right? Everything used to be gate kept. Now you can download an app on your phone, you can read charts, you can see balance sheets. You don't have to be intimidated by walking into these financial advisors and then them kind of like victimizing you because you don't know, right? And then they take 3% of your retirement portfolio over the course of the life of you investing your money. Now you can personally manage your own investment portfolio. And I get it. That is scary. But what's even scarier is having the fear of not taking the leap of understanding how all of these intangibles work. So now, let me get back into this a little more, and then shout out to the people on TikTok, man. Like, look, I love TikTok, by the way. TikTok's where it's at. So now, I want to talk about this ad here, right? It's $245 million campaigns, and I want to show you guys here. Let me make sure that you guys can see this on TikTok. I know a screen share on TikTok. I'm an old man. I'm gonna figure that out though, right? So then, anyhow, once you see that crypto has accounted for nearly, so now let's talk about in Nevada, 4th Congressional District, a crypto PAC spent nearly $2 million on ads this cycle to support the re-election of Stephen Horsford, a Democratic congressman who voted in favor of some major pro-crypto bills. But watching the ads, you learn nothing about that agenda. He's leading on jobs, bringing good paying union jobs to Nevada and rebuilding our infrastructure. He capped insulin prices at $35 a month and worked multiple jobs to support his hard-working single mother and siblings. Why is that important, right? The reason why that is important, right, is the same reason why many people don't remember the reason why SBF still got a sweet deal after being victimized, even though he kind of was a fall guy, is that he actually was lining the pockets of both Democrats and Republicans, right? The Republicans took Bitcoin, which is why there's no kind of like accounting forensics about the paper trail on that. But there's still just like a lot of people don't realize that if you're trying to get adoption, you will hear all this in crypto influencer world is that once the blockchain technology becomes adopted, right? And you have to understand those key words. What does adopted mean, right? Like, what does it mean when something's going to be adopted, right? And then so that means that we have to get everyday people to start using blockchain technology. The way that you understand that is just like anything on the App Store, right? So this is what I'm trying to say. Let's say you and I build an application together of some sort, right? We build an application and we upload it on both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store, right? We can either decide whether it's free or paid. It doesn't matter. Let's not speculate on that. The only thing that truly matters, and when you actually pay for the software development, is who's using the app. How many social media apps are actually on the Play Store that you don't know because it's not Facebook, it's not TikTok, it's not Instagram, it's not Snapchat, right? Many of them had died. In fact, TikTok was once Musical.ly that no one used. And that's what, like, so, like, you have to start understanding that it has to be adopted, meaning that you have to get people to actually use the products and services that you are using in order for it to be adopted. That's why when it comes to like understanding layer one projects, right? Like Bitcoin, Avalanche, Ethereum, Arbitrum. No, Arbitrum's a layer two. Or Solana, right? Let's just stop there, right? It matters who are using those things. If developers aren't building on your blockchain, it means nothing. Like, and then, but now, as you can see with meme coins, Like meme coins has a ton of adoption, right? It's because it's a fun way to make money. You attach like this cute little dog or this funny thing about Politify, which is like you attach Trump, you attach like Kamala, you attach all these intangibles behind it, or maybe Elon gets behind Dogecoin, the Department of Government Efficiency, right? You have all these catchphrases because the most important thing that matters to all of these things is adoption, community. What kind of community do you have? Like one of my biggest losses in crypto was NFTs. And then the thing about NFTs is not that NFTs are bad. The only thing that matters about NFTs is whether or not that you actually have any. All right. Yeah. So the only thing that matters is if you have any adoption, right? And if nobody's using any of those blockchains, all of them are relevant. So now I want to get back into the real reason why crypto is going to go absolutely insane. Is this one here, right? So as you can see, SEC Gary Gensler is set to step down after Thanksgiving. Now, the reason why this is important, right, is because XRP, Ripple Labs, which is it has a great community. It's a top 10 cryptocurrency, right? And they're in a court case right now with SEC being accused of being a security, meaning that they're distributing shares of a company, right? So the reason why this is important because some of the friction is behind whether Gary Gensler is actually just a paid pawn that's just anti-crypto and he's supposed to keep it at bay, right? So now, one of the things that you need to understand about that is that if he steps down and you got Trump coming in next year, right? And he's pro crypto. See, crypto is a narrative based like asset class, meaning that people have to talk about it in order for money to go to it, right? Dogecoin did nothing until Elon started talking about Department of Government Efficiency, Doge this. And the last cycle was when he was going on SNL. See, if no one's talking about it, everything's dead. Like everything's speculative. It's like the same thing. The reason why you see Cardano pumping, you'll see H bar pumping, you'll see Algo, like you'll see Algorand pumping, because Donald Trump also said that potentially, I haven't found any evidence of it yet, and I've been looking and I'm a pretty good researcher. I haven't seen any video of Donald Trump saying, there's tons of videos of Donald Trump talking, but he's saying and hinting towards that he's not going to allow capital gains tax on US based cryptocurrencies, right? And that's why I mentioned XRP, Algorand, HBAR, Cardano. Just go look up, and this is why it's important. If you're a trader, not financial advice, just if you want to try to make some money, don't throw your life savings at anything. But if Gary Gensler steps down after Thanksgiving and the news comes out, there's something that is really popular in crypto and investing is buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So you buy now, not financial advice. American-based cryptocurrencies, and that's the risk. It's just a rumor. It's not actual, true or factual. There's nothing that I've seen that actually, like I've seen that he may potentially step down. But if you add in the no capital gains tax on cryptocurrency, all of the big monies, the real whales, are going to flood into cryptocurrency just for the tax shelter implications. And that's an absolute no-brainer to me because the one thing I know smart money likes to do is not pay taxes. And you can quote me on that. And then but if he steps down after Thanksgiving, especially XRP, because XRP has a strong community and it's already touched $1.21, is what if I look over here, right? It'll say that XRP's already been like $1.21, right? So if Gary Gensler steps down, right? So then that means, so this is my take for people who are watching right now. The bull run is going to really start in 2025. And here's why. The bull run's going to start in 2025 because like Trump controls no policies. See, the motion that's happening right now, because he was so crypto positive, is because of the rumor that we have a crypto positive like president, right? But once the regulatory clarity steps in, right? Like once the bills actually sit in front of Congress and they start penciling these laws through, and you give the smart money, the insurances, and the security that they want on their money, they're going to dump the bag in the market. And that's what's going to send it. And I believe that this is going to be the biggest pump ever, and possibly, like, it depends, because long money is long money, right? But once the long money comes in, that's the only way you're going to make money is by understanding how the technology works. Meme coins are still going to be meme coins no matter what. But right now, the real value is in utility tokens that actually make sense to put money in. Like I'm talking about long term is like in the next year or so, right? Is that like find out why Chainlink is important, right? I'm super bullish on Chainlink, right? And then you find out why Chainlink is important, right? Then once you figure out that why Chainlink is important, why is Bitcoin an ETF? Why is MicroStrategy taking out these massive loans on it? And once you understand that, right? Like, and this is why, to me, I don't listen to the trolls about Bitcoin, right? It's like when people like MicroStrategy is almost going to bankrupt his entire company by taking out these loans to buy Bitcoin. Like, this is what I mean that we live in the greatest time in human history, right? Is that never before were you able to actually see what these institutional investors were doing. That's what I like most about blockchain technology. It's transparent. You can verify it. You can see it. You can use things like Arkham Finance, right? So go to arkham.finance, right? And if you don't know, you can join my free community just by commenting village in the community, right? And then so, oh, someone just messaged me. And then so, or you can go to my bio and hit the link and you can join the community for free. I have all the resources in there. It's free, absolutely free. You don't need to pay anything, right? Information, and like if you want to dive deeper, you want consultations and things like that. Hold on. All right. So now, what I was saying, sorry about that. Someone sent me an important message. I had to respond. And then so now the thing that's most important is that all the smart money, that's what we want. Regular people, that's what we want. That's what I wanted for the past 6 years. I was like, once the smart money figures out how this stuff works, they're just gonna dump money into it. They're going to just keep dumping, keep dumping, keep dumping, keep dumping, because they need the regulatory clarity for one, their tax, right? Their tax shelters, right? They need to understand how can I give my LLC. If you go look something to look up is look at Microsoft is actually presented to their board if they should buy Bitcoin. Microsoft's almost $1 trillion company, if not $1 trillion company. The access to capital that they have is amazing, and this is what I'm talking about. Everything's going to make money in the next 6 months. Everything's going to pump. It doesn't matter. What I really hope that everyone does is just start out with the stuff you see on Cash App. Get Bitcoin, Ethereum. Like Ethereum's supposed to be $10,000. One of the things that was bullish is that the reason that's impressive about Bitcoin is that they were always talking about it being like 100K. It's nearly 100K now. But this is what you have to understand. We're heading into altcoin season. So now that Bitcoin is reaching its climax, that money is going to flow over into altcoins, right? So once it flows over into altcoins, now what you're going to see is that Ethereum is going to start going up, 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 right? Now there's tons of things like about Ethereum on the technology aspect that I don't particularly care for. It can't scale that much, and when it does, the fees are so high. So especially if you have a bunch of people buying a bunch of crap tokens, right? And then if you have them buying a bunch of crap tokens, then the transactions, they're so congested in the network that the fees become higher, right? And then so once the fees become higher, but that's where layer 2 solutions come in, right? So start looking at Polygon, Arbitrum, Optimism, right? So a layer 2 solution is the solution to the transaction speed so you can create lower fees, right? That's why the Base network, right? Coinbase, right? So Coinbase has They're listed as coin on the stock market, right? But their decentralized exchange is actually called Base, right? And what Base is, and this is why I made a video about Aerodrome Finance. Like when I put it in the community at 40 cents, you can go look and see what Aerodrome is right now, right? And then so what I'm trying to say is that Base is a decentralized exchange that actually makes the transaction fees lower to buy, right? That's why meme coins on the Base network are going to go crazy. Because one thing people don't want to do is put money in. Like it makes sense. Like I'm not going to be one of those crypto bros that hate on people who trying to not pay fees, right? And just like, and the thing is that once you realize that what is the solution to problems now? Like one of the things that I'm bullish on, right? And then this is what I'm going to make a video. I think I've already made the video on TikTok, but it's BlackRock here, right? Is that BlackRock now expanded their Builder fund to 5 new blockchains, right? Now, this is what, and then remember what I said, Arbitrum and Optimism, layer 2 solutions, right? The writing is on the wall. And this is what I'm trying to get people to realize is that once you see, once you see the 5 blockchains that they're adding, right? Aptos, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Optimism, the OP mainnet, and Polygon, right? Those are potential ETFs that they're going to add to their balance sheet. They're going to build a crypto-based S&P 500, right? You can look up Securitize, right? And that's going to be a new tokenized real-world asset that they will give investors exposure to. So all of these companies will be able to invest with Black to get exposure. And I just remember, I got it. Hey guys, I'll be back on. Be sure to hit like, follow, and please, 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 please engage and get money in crypto. I'll be back live. Sorry about that, peeps.